Good morning and welcome back to B for TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today's episode is focusing on ICS2 and we're joined by Igor from our policy and compliance team to tell us more. So, Igor, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, I know that the requirement came in on the 1st of September for road and rail movements to the EU. So, can you give us an update on how that implementation went?
Absolutely. So you are correct. It's live since the first. So that's the official requirement to submit ICS2 pre-notification prior to the goods arriving to the UK. It's been there for maritime and air shipments, so now it's live for road and rail shipments. However, due to some challenges, just to mention, is the multiple filing
Yeah.
options not available yet, and NCTS 6 phase 6 implementation. Due to those challenges, they all relate to link to the ICS2. So number of EU member states requested derogation, delaying that requirement to submit ICS2 declarations. And we know that last week ClayCat sent a letter to the EU Commission asking for a grace period,
Yeah.
kind of a 6 month non-enforcement period, which applies to all of the EU member states.
So, when we're talking about that derogation that you mentioned, do we have a list of those countries that applied for it?
Yes, that has been published, and on Monday the Commission published the list
Right, okay.
of the countries, and as well they added the dates until when the
Right, okay.
derogation has been granted to those countries. Let me just read it out quickly. I will read the countries which didn't apply.
Okay.
So for these countries, the ICS2 requirement submission it went live.
Right, okay.
Okay, so any goods entering those countries will require they have to be covered by an ICS2, and the countries are Bulgaria, Cyprus, Czechia or Czech Republic,
Yep.
formerly known, Denmark, Estonia, Germany, Greece, Malta, Netherlands, Portugal, Slovenia, and Sweden. So to those countries, any goods entering those countries, they will have to submit ICS2 notification before the goods cross the border. The rest of the countries, they applied for the derogation and it's been granted. And HMRC applied on behalf of Northern Ireland as well.
Yeah.
So derogation has been granted for Northern Ireland as well. And we are aware that most of the countries, they've been granted the derogation until the 31st of December, so
Right,
until the end of the year. And we know that there are 4 countries, they've been granted derogation 31st of May
Right,
next
okay. So
year.
they get longer.
Yes, they get the longer one, and that's due to the challenges related to NCTS phase 6
Right, okay.
implementations. Okay, so we will share the document. So the document with all of the countries and the timings that will be on the paper. So you will be members will be able to download it and read it. And that's a very useful document because it has some practical recommendations or some examples, because there are some confusing situations when members they found it a bit challenging to understand. So what to
Yeah.
do during if they travel through different countries. So just would like to give you 2 clarifications or members to clarify. It's 2 common scenarios we've been asked. So how to proceed in those situations.
Yeah.
And first one is what to do when goods are traveling through France from UK. They enter the EU in France,
Yeah.
and there will be or the goods will be offloaded in Germany. So Germany, they didn't ask for derogation.
Right,
So an
okay, yeah.
ICS2 declaration is required for goods entering Germany. So what to do, because France requested that derogation. So no ICS2 required when the goods enter France, but what to do when the goods crossing to Germany. So in that situation, no ICS2 is required
Right,
at all.
okay.
Okay, because the ICS2 is a safety security declaration pre-notification for the EU authorities. So they have all the information, the risk assessment information, to decide if they can allow the entry of those goods to the EU or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So because of the French derogation, so the authorities allow the entry of the goods to the EU, so they pass that
Yeah.
security check, so they are already within the EU.
Mhm.
So because they enter through France, they can
They
freely
don't need
move.
it for Germany.
Yes,
Right,
yes. So
okay.
they can freely move to Germany, and then they can offload the goods and freely enter that country. The second scenario is when the goods enter the EU, for example, in Bulgaria,
Yeah.
and they're destined to the UK. But en route, they will go through Serbia, for example, and Serbia is not an EU member.
Yeah.
Okay, and the goods, let's say, they will re-enter the EU in Hungary,
Mhm.
through Hungary. So in that situation, there are two ICS2 declarations required.
Right,
One
okay.
when entering Bulgaria, and the second one, an ICS declaration, will be required when entering through Hungary. Through Hungary, because in these circumstances, the goods are leaving the EU
Yeah,
and
and
they're
then come back
coming
again.
back again. Okay, so then in that situation, a new ICS2 declaration will be required.
Mhm. So, on top of that document, is there anything else that our members can do in preparation for this?
Uh, Usual, stay in touch with your software providers
Mhm.
or whoever is offering you the ICS2 declaration submission kind of platform. Check with them the latest developments. Keep an eye on our updates,
Mhm.
because we notify members immediately as soon as we have any additional
Yeah.
information. It goes out through BIFA TV or BIFA News section. And as well, check the description. So we'll attach the document there.
Yes.
So
That's great, Igor. Thank you so much for the update.
my pleasure.
As Igor said, we will put the link to that document in the description for any of our members for further reading. That's all for today's edition of B4TV, your daily dose of industry information.